Would you like to know how to have a menopause conversation at work without sounding weak? Would you like to know how to be able to ask for support as and when you need it and feel in control and positive about that? Well, if you would, then you're in the right place, because that's what today's video is all about. Now, my name's Kate Usher. I'm a menopause coach and change strategist, and I work with women to empower them and enable them to have conversations about their menopause in a modern and accessible way, both at home and at work. I also work with managers to help them create strategies that are immediately implementable to create female and menopause friendly workplaces. And this book behind me, I read that as well, Your Second Phase. It's all about the menopause and how to reclaim work and relationships during and after menopause. So, wow, let's get started. Before I do, make sure that you subscribe, so ring the bell, do all of those sorts of things so that you get every video as it comes on. All right then, well, our perception that if we ask for support makes us weak, especially around about menopause. Well, I'm going to challenge that for you today, because menopause is not for shrinking violets. You know that. You are in this, and it is quite a ride. So it's something that is incredibly powerful and incredibly strong. And you're going through this and dealing with this on a day-to-day basis. So that does not make you weak in any way whatsoever. It's also, a lot of those perceptions are based around bias and stereotypes that were established decades ago, if not centuries ago in some instances. But if you think about every single mother-in-law joke, every single older woman joke, they are based around that stereotype. And that's what we're thinking of. So let's just get that out of the way. Move that to one side. It's no longer helpful for us. And it certainly isn't who you are today. Okay, so the first step here is about understanding the symptoms that you have. Every single woman's menopause is as unique as their fingertip. Nobody else is going to have exactly the same experience as you. And that's one of the reasons why that this is so difficult to manage, because what I experience is going to be different from what you experience, and so on through every single woman. So, what are your symptoms? How are you experiencing them? And when do they show up? Are they worse at certain times of the day or under certain circumstances? Now, this whole series of thought can feel extremely uncomfortable. So I'm guessing that you have come to this point because your symptoms are starting to impact the way that you show up every day at your workplace, or in your metaphorical workplace, which at the moment, due to the pandemic, might be your kitchen table, your spare room, or a shed at the bottom of the garden. Whichever one it is, how are your symptoms affecting you? And is it the fact that there's suddenly some rumours maybe about an outburst that you had recently and you feel the need to take control? Well, fantastic is all I can say. Now is the time. So back to those symptoms. Which are the ones that have the greatest impact and the greatest effect on your working ability? Now, it's uncomfortable because you have taken many, many years, decades, in fact, to develop your professional persona and your sense of professionalism. And you may well be behaving in a way that you deem unprofessional by bursting into tears, potentially shouting, running out the room. Now, running out of the room is usually driven by something else. And it could be whether it's hot flushes, it could be incontinence, it could be flooding, all of those things. So it's it's incredibly possible that you're doing things that are completely out of character to the way that you were before all of this started. So make a list. Are you suffering from anxiety, depression, panic attacks? Do you have what's now commonly known as brain fog, although it doesn't feel like that when you're in it? It's a loss of memory, so you're about to say something and it's, oh my goodness, what was that? Completely gone, or you forget names, and that can rob you of your confidence and also your confidence to do your job. So write these down, start to think about exactly what they are and how they show up, and also if there are instances that you are particularly concerned about. So get those down on a list. It's important at this point to be honest, absolutely honest with yourself, not critical. Being critical of yourself enables you to give yourself a good kicking, and that's not what this is about. This is about taking control, not giving yourself a hard time. So be honest about what it is that's happening, when it's happening, and how it's happening. And have you noticed that your symptoms are being exacerbated at certain times of the day or under certain conditions? Because that will play into the next set of thinking, which is all around being clear about what support you need. And that is what we will be covering in the next video. But for now, this whole process is about ensuring that you go into your meeting fully equipped with all of the facts. So you would not enter into any major business decision without understanding all of the facts of what was happening, the chronology, the series of events, and how that was going on and under what circumstances. But all you're doing is using your business skills to enable you to put together all of the information that you need. This is such a simple process, but it puts you back in control. Okay, so that's it for today. Remember, be honest, not critical. List all of your symptoms, what they are, when they happen, and how they happen, and are they exacerbated under certain conditions. You are giving yourself the power to take control. So give yourself the time to do that. And in the next video, we are going to be talking about support and exactly what support you might need to help you get through. So always subscribe so you get the next video when it comes out. And also, I'd love to hear your comments. So I will see you soon and good luck with that.